G'day guys, the last thing that we were doing on this build was the boot lid on the Lancia, and the inner frame was all rusted out. That frame needed a new section to be made and put in and get rid of that rust. So I have cut the inner frame out of this bonnet, and that's what I'll be doing today. I've done the repairs that I needed to. There were some things that were rusted out, so I've fixed up those rusted areas, hammered out in the frame, had to take these plates off where it was crushed in and dented, hammer all that stuff out and fix up this front frame section. In this video, I'm going to be getting into doing the skin in the front. It is an aluminium skin. It has corroded out in the corners already all the way through. So I'm just going to do a front section in there, and it is damaged and dented all the way through. The body line's a bit out of whack, and this bonnet should have a nice gap up to the grille in the front. It has never fit properly on the front of this car. It's always overhung that grille, and I've seen a lot of photos where it is nicely gapped with that grille. So I'm going to change up the body line a little bit down in the bottom, so then it gaps up properly, and may as well do a full new piece and fix up all this if I'm going to be doing that too. We'll make a pattern and get into it. I've added a little bit of shape in this panel this way, and I've just got to pump some shape up through the center section. So where these lines are here is where I'm stopping because there's less shape on the corners, and this is that middle section of the bonnet. So these lines here is where that bit of a step is, where it rises up in the middle of the bonnet. So I'll put those in after, but I just want to add shape in through the front, and then I've got these little holes in the template where the lines are marked out, so I can lay that on there and mark out where I need to be doing lines. So up and through the front, through here, that line will tip and come forward, but I just want to add some shape up in the center, work these side lines, and then I'll work these edges and turn that front end over. So jump on the wheel, get a little bit more shape happening in here, and work on these lines on the edges. Needs a lot more shape. Don't be afraid to bend this metal around a little bit while you're working with it. It's just adding a touch more form into the shape, and that is fitting really close now. So I do need to add some more shape into this, but move it around a little bit just to add a bit more form into your work. Just don't overbend it that you kink it, because you still want this to be nice and smooth. I'd call it precise leg bending, but yeah, just don't overdo it, and that's fitting really nice. We'll add a bit more shape, and then I can start doing these lines up in here. Well, that will be turning down in here and that front edge. So a little bit more shaping to go, and then I'm pretty much just bending these corners because I haven't shaped in this area yet because there's not as much shape in here. I don't want to overstretch it, and that just pulls it around and stops it from pulling it flat while I'm making this shape and doing the center. So a little bit more, and then we're very close to turning up some other edges on this, and it's looking really nice. I have worked these edges down in here off to a little bit of a taper from where that is tapering into nothing, and I do need to fine tune this and fine tune these little bits here at the front as well. But the main shape in the centre is wheeled up. I have jumped on the planishing hammer and just worked these edges a little bit, and they still need fine tuning as well. But I am going to tip this front edge and get this line marked on the back. Tip this front edge over just because this material that's up in here is sort of holding it in the wrong shape. So when I tip that over, that will hold it in its place that it needs to be. It is sitting good on the bonnet, but this material here just needs a bit of moving around. So I'll tip that front edge, get this line that needs to go in here, fine tune these a lot more and sort of have this line do its transition up into this because the center sits a little bit higher than the side bit. So I'll do that transition bit, get that set to the angle it needs to be, and then we can run around that edge and then tip over that edge. That'll be the one that wraps around the inner bonnet frame. So we'll get into it and see how it's looking. So at the moment it's looking good, and we'll keep going, and we're close to finishing it up, so it'll be nice. I like having you in the videos. On the tube. Blokes be going, oh, it's that dude with the long hair. The Lancia is all fully complete now. It has already left the workshop. It's on its way off to the painters. Going to be continuing on with a bunch of videos on this F100 next. And then I've just had this Riley dropped off, which will be a reskin. The owner had crashed the car and a new frame has been made. So it'll be a body reskin on this and then probably a few things up in the front. I hope you guys have enjoyed that episode and catch up on all the other ones to come on these builds.